So we're up now. Good morning. It is Saturday, the 21st of September, 2019. It is 7 a.m. I'm going to do another live stream in 8 hours here on this channel. We'll go a little bit more slowly, but right now I wanted to go through and capture what's going on in these charts for the big six markets that are traded on BitMEX. So before I jump into it, I'll just make the disclaimer here that this isn't trading advice. This is sort of my own trading journal and a commentary on my trading system and an educational channel. If it helps you guys, I want to hear your comments down below. So let's jump in. We're going to go through our scan of ADA, BCH ABC, EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tron, and Ripple, and we'll take a look at what Bitcoin's doing too. I'm going to whip through these and then I've got the chat up here. Let me know where in the world you are from at 7 a.m. I want to make a plan of doing this stream every single day at 3 p.m. so that we have a regular time to tune in and cover these markets. But if you're interested in more than that, just the once a day review, be sure to come and join us on our Discord chat. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to head over to introdocryptos.ca and put in your email address to get the free webinar for our complete trading system. I want you guys to be up to speed on the trading system that I'm talking about here so that you are already ahead of the game. When we're talking about this stuff, it is familiar to you. You'll see the value in it, and we'll see that there is more to the trade after the 1, 2, 3 formation. Now, what we're looking at here is ADA on the 12-hour time frame, and I want to point out that we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and a little springboard pattern build up, ready to break out higher on the 12-hour time frame. We've already got the cross of the exponential moving average. Everything is setting up. Everything is setting up for a longer term move. If I pull this chart back, clear this stuff off, and open this up, now we're seeing the longer term perspective of what this actually means. We had the run down and it failed. We had another try and it failed. Now we have another try. And every time we have one of these systems, we have one of these levels, it's a time to put on a measured amount of risk. Now you can see that there are many times that it looks like it's going to build up and it looks like it's going to take off, but it doesn't end up doing much. So we have to protect ourselves against that when we're trading. And those are some of the perspectives that I hope that you pick up from that free webinar that you get from the website. Go and grab that so that you don't look back afterwards and say, oh, what if I would have gone and done that? What a difference it would have made in my trading. This is the time to get prepared for this stuff. So now we have this setting up and breaking out. And what I want to document is what is actually happening with the RSI as this pattern shapes up. I'm really confident in this trading system because I didn't make any of it up. I put it together between 1994 and 1998. I've been studying it ever since. It's done phenomenally well for me in cryptocurrencies, and I'm super excited and I'm completely confident it's going to again. And so I'm pumped to share it. I'm happy to share it. And one thing that I didn't do in all those years of studying is I didn't put together these patterns with what is going on with the indicators down below. Because so many times I would see a great pattern set up and then it would fail and I would end up being either have to get out at a small loss or going, oh shit, and I have to get out now at a bigger loss, or I'm a bag holder, worse yet, and I'm waiting for it to come back up to my original buy price. All this has happened to me before in the past. And so these streams are my determination to learn the skills, put together more information so that I can understand when there is a divergence and a top formation and an exponential moving average crossover. I know it in advance what I'm going to be doing as these trades unfold and come to an end. So I'm hoping to share it with you guys. Trattorituto, I wonder if you could share a link to this in our Discord chat. it's always, when I share that link to the / live stream, it always is a pain in the butt because it doesn't work later. All right, so there is my segue into what's going on. Now I want to record what is actually happening with the RSI, because it does look to me like this is about to stage up and pretty much double in price. Where's my glasses? I'm wearing them. Pretty much double in price from where it is right now. And I'm wanting to hear your success stories. Phenomenal. Let's go on to the other indicators. Here we are on the 12-hour time frame, and look at the on-balance volume supporting this change of pattern. This is huge amount of volume. Big moves only happen with big volume. There is a significant change happening. We can see Bitcoin easing off in the background. For me, Bitcoin also looks like it's gearing up, like there's still a build coming, just like we had this build here. I've not ruled that out, but there's specific ranges when that is going to be proving itself to us. But right now, as I go through all of these alts, they're killing it. They are going to crush it. Bitcoin's going to drop back. The alts are going to blast off. And I was completely opposite last week, thinking that the alts were going to be pulling back and coming back to another pocket for us before the big move. But things have changed. Things have changed. And I don't want to repeat myself. "12-hour time frame. Beautiful, beautiful, more beautiful. And look at this. The only thing is, I'm repeating myself. The histogram is easing back. This is losing a bit of steam right here. I want that to pick back up. So I want that to pick back up, and I want to zoom into the other time frames now. When I get a little bit of a doubt, I want to see what's going on with the 4-hour. The 4-hour, I'm expecting that it's going to oscillate all the way up and up and up, as the 12-hour should not cross negative now. So the 12-hour should not cross negative. If I go back to that, clear that off. The 12-hour should not cross negative. What's the 1 day doing? Also crossing to the positive, and Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is definitely not. I just finished the live stream for that, and all of its MACD indicators are crossing to the negative. It's looking pretty bad. So I love to see that on the 1 day time frame is shaping up. This has got to be a little bit bigger. Now let's go into Beam/Bitcoin trading starting on Binance. I am always out of the loop when there are new coins starting. I never play with those. I wait for them. There's lots of time. There's lots of markets. I wait for them to make a formation that I can trade. So when they're first put on the markets, I always like to watch them. They're entertaining, but I never get into them. ADA on the Ichimoku cloud, the 12-hour time frame clearly is a buy signal when I just tune into what I'm looking at here. Clearly is a buy signal in the 4-hour time frame. And in our last couple live streams, we were going through this and pointing out that it was already a buy signal in the Ichimoku cloud in the 4-hour time frame. Kicking ass with this indicator. Really great. And now we have this consolidation, which is a buy signal in the Ichimoku cloud. It's a buy signal in the uptrend. If it bounces off of this and takes off, this is more confirmation for everything in the trading patterns that I always look for. The time frame of when it shows up is none of my doing, and I can't decide it. I have to be ready for it, whichever way it shows up. And so I make my predictions and I make my, try to guess it, but then I have to be ready for when it shows me those answers. So let me point out here, the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breaking through the Ichimoku cloud. The 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breaking through the cloud. Now we have the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, all of it making an ascending parabolic, pre-parabolic setup where we have the fixed point in space and we have the spokes of the wheel lining up like this. The momentum is like whoosh upwards from this type of thing. And that we're coming to support and resistance is insane. So this is a note to my future self. If I could trade with a larger positions than what I have, I would be studying those things right now. I have the biggest positions I can put on now, reserving money in the back for when we do have this go into our parallel channel. Because it's not, for me, it's mini nitro, not full nitro yet. I need to see this, how does this parallel channel actually start shaping up? So for me, it will be off that channel sometime where I can actually put on my full position, because we are in the 1 day view, because I've overloaded the chart and it's not loading up for me. So I wanted to show the longer term view of this. Let's go to a different chart because that one's stalled. Let me finish my because sentence, and we don't get the perspective. Nitro. I want to see that it's actually changed direction and going. And it's inevitable. It's unstoppable once it gets past these levels. There's a time to be experimenting, but it came back and then it failed through those levels. So I have a small bit of a position to start off with. I'm waiting to see, are we going to fail through these levels, or are we going to find one of these pullbacks and then start taking off? That's my juice. This is all nice. This is all wonderful and good to get prepared for, but the juice happens around the corner. You don't put on the nitro when you are turning a corner. And this chart did die. Let's go. I wanted this to be a quick live stream. And there we go. Good. My memory on this computer gets caffed out when I have too much open. BCH ABC. One of my favorite looking charts in this longer term view. This is a big buildup. This is a wonderful 1, 2, 3 formation inside a larger 1, 2, 3 formation. As this sets up and blasts off, we are heading for the moon. This is really looking like it's setting up. And at the same time, we have exhaustion candles at the top and an uptrend line. So we have two different areas to be watching for the trade. Even though I'm super bullish, and I'm wanting to start off with a position as it breaks out above these levels, I'm always watching with my risk control rules to see if this RSI breaks these levels and if it breaks these levels. So if it doesn't prove me correct, I don't want to hold it, but I do want to get prepared for that kind of big move when I look at the long-term chart in this. Now I want to get more confirmation on this by looking at the on-balance volume. And I see that right now at the tip of the iceberg sort of thing, it is showing good volume. If we go into BCH ABC and we're looking at the MACD indicator on the 12-hour bar, it is crossing to the positive all the way along here, but it is not crossed positive now. Let's go into a closer time frame now to see what's going on with this. This isn't bad. This is oscillating, as the 4-hour will do on the uptrend. This will oscillate back and forth and back and forth. So no worries there. So long as it crosses back positive, as this is breaking out of these levels, now we have some really specific things to watch for. This will cross positive, and the 12-hour will expand positive again. It'll flare positive like we did here, like it did here. And those things have to happen when this is breaking out for this to confirm now. So even though the other indicators are looking great, there's a few things that this needs to confirm. And as it's breaking those levels, I come back, I double check. Did it do this? Did it do this? Did it do this? Okay, now I can set my limit order and follow the market up so I get tagged in and get maker fees. The next mark. The next view is still failing, the Ichimoku cloud. I'll come back to this. I wish this chart had a quick and easy way to clean it off. It does actually. Oh, but then I toasted my longs and shorts that I had there. Anyway, this is looking good to see these building up. These formations, these are trend continuation formations, really looking beautiful. A couple exhaustion candles here on the bottom of Litecoin. It hasn't established as much as Ripple and Ethereum, but these are looking really bullish right off of just immediately. And even this is looking bullish to me. I still can't get that bullish view out of my head for this yet. So I wanted to get the Ichimoku cloud open again. Open it in a new tab. Give me my Ichimoku. $12-hour time frame. So this is above the cloud, looking positive. This is a buy signal, and Bitcoin certainly isn't. When we reflect back on the Ichimoku cloud for Bitcoin, this is a nice buy signal. It's already up above. It is giving us a little hesitation here. So there's a couple different things giving us hesitation in BCH. Those exhaustion candles here, there's a few things giving just a little hesitation. So it's not until it breaks above those levels that we get the confirmation. What do we do for the 1 hour time frame? It's already down and under the cloud. I like when the 1 hour time frame comes into the cloud and then bounces out. Those are a really good trend continuation. So BCH is not as nice as ADA. Really a very important change there. Let's go on now to EOS. Back and forth here. EOS, relative strength index, building and building as this is coming out to break above these levels. Really appearing to me like it's about to launch. From where it is now, pretty much double in price. Look at the RSI down here. Super oversold conditions on the weekly view. Oh, insane. I hadn't looked at that. Look at this divergence building up here as the price is rounding off the bottom. We think we've seen big moves in this, but it's just coming now. Really phenomenal. I can't wait to see this unfold. Wow. Okay, EOS. Not as much volume as I thought, but this isn't a leading indicator. When the volume comes in, we can watch it. We'll see it actually happening. That's the 12-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, even closer in as this is happening, we could be watching on the 15-minute time frame now. And as this volume starts to come in and prices are breaking above these levels, it's still not time. It's still got to get above these levels now if you're not already long out of this beautiful little 1, 2, 3 formation. Really, really nice stuff. All of them happening at the same time. And this is the alts. It seems like we've got Bitcoin and we've got altcoins. The altcoins haven't separated yet into different industries that they're all moving up and down sort of side. Not very much. But we'll talk about that in a little bit because I do have the September Patreon Bull Market Watch updated. And it's amazing what is happening with the alts right now. Wow. Okay, let's go on. EOS, looking at the 12-hour view and reviewing the MACD indicator. What I want to see is this flare positive. It isn't right now, but I anticipate that it will as these are breaking higher. This will flare positive. So let's zoom into the 4-hour time frame and take a look at those histograms. There we go. It has crossed over and the histograms have moved positive. That's what we're looking for. And it's okay for this 4-hour to oscillate like this. It should now start its way up. Really awesome. Wow. That it's come back to oscillate backwards as we're coming to these higher lows and building up into this formation. We have this pulling back like a springboard, like a bamboo being pulled back, and it will launch prices off as that goes, if they're going. And the 12 hour will cross back positive and break above these levels here. We'll see it flare positive and break above these levels as prices are breaking out, and there's our confirmation. We'll watch the volume unfold. We'll watch that confirmation there. And we already see it here in the 1 hour Ichimoku. It's wavered quite a bit. This is a little different than my favorite. It really went through the cloud and then it's coming back up. So what did it do in the 4 hour view? So this is better in the 4 hour view. For this market, it is giving us that classic Ichimoku buy signal in the uptrend. And that is composed of prices trending up, coming back near the cloud, and then breaking higher as one of the components. The second component is that we have a negative cross and then a positive cross of the conversion line over the baseline. So the conversion line comes back, prices come near the cloud. Then as they're breaking away from the cloud and the conversion line crosses, that is the signal. It's really hard to do this one because you would have been FOMOing in with a market order, paying shitty ranges, probably got in here as things slowed down, and then you're sort of holding the bag, not knowing what to do. Should I get in? Should I stay out? That's a difficult market. That's a difficult signal to trade. So now and sometimes I don't trade them. It's moved up too much. I don't want to market in like that. I've done it too often. And there's so much more time in the future. This will shape up into something for us that's more delicious. There's some other markets to trade. We don't have to FOMO in on things that are moving. We're too late. We already missed the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. If it's already going, we're too late. It's okay. There's lots of other times and there's lots of other markets. Don't FOMO in on something that's moving. Say, hey, things are moving. What hasn't started yet? Let's go jump in on that one because it's going to move. They all move. Anyway, I'm off track. Let's go back to EOS. Move on to Ethereum because this one went off too fast for me and I couldn't trade it. It did make the 1, 2, 3 formation over a period of days. All of the confirmations were there, but I didn't like it. I wanted a bigger formation. So I didn't trade it. I have some Ethereum, but I'm a bag holder from holding it from earlier, so whatever. Now it gives us more time for this to come back. It could blast straight off from here, and it might. I might be able to make a decision on that if I was to zoom in on it and I see that it's doing just exactly this. Then you could take your small risk, put a small bit on and get out if it doesn't prove you correct. Because we are also at the apex of the uptrend line, which is also the sell signal. It's the sell signal and get out signal because we have the 1, 2, 3 top formation. We have a negative divergence in the RSI. So this is actually not as favorable as ADA, that's for sure. Amazing I wasn't expecting that. Let's go on to Ethereum. We've got 11 people watching. I don't know how many thumbs up, but if this kind of analysis is interesting to you and you find this helpful to come back to regularly on a day after day basis, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you're here. Every day at 3 o'clock, I'm going to do this live stream and do a longer version. This is supposed to be short. Every day at 3 o'clock, we'll do it. And I want you to go through and grab the complete trading system. Take that free webinar so that you know about all 5 stages of the trade. And as I'm explaining it to you, as we're going through these examples again, you're going to have perspective as to what stage of the trade are we at. Are we at the stage where we are preventing risk, or are we at the stage of the game where we are adding risk on? That's what I call the nitro moment. Now, if you see the value of this stuff and you want more information, you want it faster and you want it more conveniently, our trade alerts are phenomenal. You should be checking them out. Come over to our Discord chat, ask more about it. Let's go on to Ethereum now and see what wow. Okay, so this is already taken off. We can see here. Let me go to this marker, open this up, and then I want to point out with a crayon that this is the histograms pulling back. We're losing momentum on this time frame. We're not seeing that on the other ones. We're seeing that the 12-hour isn't, it's pulled back a little bit and waiting to expand up. So Ethereum isn't doing what I'm wanting. it wasn't not what the others are. I still think this has room to come back. Let's see what the 4 hour is telling us. 4 hour. Yeah, it is already crossed negative. So now we're seeing divergence in the RSI. We're seeing this MACD cross negative. The 4 hour is okay to oscillate. It should oscillate. It can cross positive. The histograms are pretty flat. Let's zoom in again to get more detail, because this histogram is increasing. We do have positive crosses here. So a positive cross, a positive cross. If this flares and then the 4 hour starts to go and it crosses back positive, the histograms go positive, then this is a buy signal on the takeoff. But those things have to concur. I feel like a doctor when I say that word. Actually, no, I feel like a movie actor saying he's a doctor. 4 hour time frame, still a buy signal. Very good. It has not come back to touch the cloud yet to give us that buy signal in the Ichimoku uptrend. It's a perfect time for Ethereum to come back and test these levels. Let's zoom in. The 1 hour time frame. So this is the buy signal in the Ichimoku uptrend, sort of, mostly. So we've got the blue crossing above the red. It's bouncing off the cloud. Breaks above here, confirm it. But we do have that little twist to the negative there that just gives a hint of negative on that. Let's zoom in one more 15-minute time frame. Really floating sideways. So this would give us more advanced warning. This needs a few things to shape up before it's going to be a continuation signal. It could blast off right from here, and if it does, it's going to be another big green candle. And all of those indicators will switch to support it, especially the MACD. Let's go to the next coin now. Where are we? Litecoin. Oh, you can see I've got Fibonacci's all traced out here. Fibonacci's top formation, 1, 2, 3 top formation, coming up to retest. This is the 1, 2, 3 formation. I love it. No, I won't clear it off. But you can see the 1, 2, 3 formation, and then this green line, prices came down below it, came back to retest the number 2 spot. This is another sell signal. And as it's coming back here, we're seeing the RSI pull back, which is okay, actually. That's a good consolidation place. In that now it could reverse and be a 1, 2, 3. If it breaks above these levels, there is our trend continuation add-on signal, a nitro moment, actually. A break above those levels is a nitro moment for me. And so I try it with small leverage, and then I add on to it. If it takes off and it's proving me right, then it's time to get greedy. Then it's time to get greedy and stand back. Put my stop above my entry and put my hands under my butt, and sometimes close my eyes and hold my breath just to hold those winning trades. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Let the market do its thing. My job is to prevent losses. The market's job is to tell me how correct I am. I can never tell. So that's what I'm watching for in Litecoin. Just from looking at the relative strength index on the first bit of the chart here on the 1 hour time frame. Zoom back out to the 12-hour time frame. We do have the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breakout here. Look at this. This is beautiful. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I would tell you this is a buy signal as it breaks above that level. And I would love it even more if it came back and retested that level and then broke out on strength. That's the even better buy signal, because now it's proving the 2 things we want to avoid in trading the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We want to avoid buying into a market that is continuing to go down. We have to have safeguards against that, because this kind of stuff happens, right? This kind of stuff happens too. You get all excited, you get in there, you don't put your stop in the right place, and then you're going, oh man, are you kidding me? That great profitable trade turned into what? There's all sorts of things that can go wrong in the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We want to protect against those. We want to protect against it just going sideways as well, so that it's breaking above these levels. It is not breaking down and showing that it's a fake out breakout, and that it's starting to show strength is confirming that we're not in a sideways market, but we're actually changing direction. Then we can actually do something and hold it. So let's go into Litecoin. Never do a short stream. Go into Litecoin, on balance volume. Let's zoom back out. I'm not seeing a good buying volume here. I'm seeing more selling volume coming in here. At the same time, we saw lots of selling volume right up until the 1, 2, 3 broke out, and off we went on a beautiful run. So I'm not going to let this negative volume here be the thing that gives me cold fingers, cold feet. When this starts to break above these levels and we see the volume coming in, let's go see what our MACD is telling us, because this will cross over positive at the right time, or it's not going to. So here's on the 12-hour time frame. It is actually petering out here at the top. It is losing the histograms here. It's coming to cross over. They could come back up as it has here, so that the 12-hour can oscillate as well. Let's go back out to the 1-day view and see what this is doing. Good that it's not oscillating. We have it crossed to the positive 3 times. It's still positive histogram here, so that's positive for the Litecoin movement in general. When we zoom into the 12-hour time frame, it's just coming up to cross. On the 4-hour time frame, it's already crossed. I got to see what the chart looks like from here. Boom, boom. Good to see a few more people joining in. Let me know what time of the day would be best for you. Do you like these early mornings? Is it early morning for you? Or would 3 p.m. Central Time be a time that's better for you? I want to find a time of the day to do this very same stream regular every single day, so that we're going through these indicators. I want to have you guys make the most of what we're doing on Binance, BitMEX, because we have this is all tuned for trading on BitMEX, not just going long, but also going short. So we're really watching to see what these markets are doing. I am feeling like this is coming back to a consolidation here. I've got to see confirmation on the 1-hour time frame that it has done this, that it is holding its own as these bottoms are shaping up. Did we see this on the 1-hour time frame in the I was wanting to see that the RSI was confirming that we were having a bullish divergence in the RSI, but it's not really that amazing. Where here we had this bottom and we had a very nice divergence in the RSI. So it's not that amazing. It may be a sideways action coming more. Let's go see what the Ichimoku cloud says for Litecoin on the 12-hour view to start off with. So it poked up through the cloud and it's pulling back. Here's retesting those levels again. The 1, 2, 3 bottom retest, and a breakout from there is a signal. It is a signal. On the 12-hour time frame, 1, 2, 3 formation, we've already seen the cross to the positive. This is a buy signal. That's clear. It's a nice buy signal. I know if we go into the 4-hour time frame, it's going to confirm as well. And it did earlier. It confirmed here on this breakout. Of course, on the 8th of September, I did the live stream as this was breaking out. We identified the 1, 2, 3 bottoms, and I said, it looks good. It is, but it's so early in the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation setup that it's too early for me. Then as the fortune would have it, I was busy with other things as this was building up and didn't have my eyes on the market to pay attention to this phenomenal nitro spot there. That's okay. There's always more of them. And now that we're coming back to the Ichimoku cloud, this is a little negative. We've got the blue line crossed below the red line there. So I would anticipate this has got some more fight to do. It's going to come over and touch this cloud. We're going to be a few days of fight in Litecoin. And Ethereum was also, these are the front runners, right? The Ethereum was also kind of looking tired. So I can't wait to tune into this and see how this turns out. You never know. TRX now is something I am super stoked about. Look at this chart formation starting to break out from here. I'm super stoked about it for other reasons too. One of the things you can do with our alert spreadsheet is to sort by risk to reward ratio. You get all of the entry and exit targets. You get the profit targets. You get the screenshot of the original alert. And then you also get a way to sort through all of these. So you can sort them by coins that are low Satoshi value or high Satoshi value. Our risk to reward ratio, you can see so you can sort through these and start to see coins that are great opportunities that are in the amazing chart formations, and they are very low Satoshi value. So the percentage gains on these things are insane. It's crazy. And then when you start zooming back on what has this done in the past, even just the most recent past, from December to February, when we made some great targets off of this. It was such a clear 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, exponential moving average crossover, put on a trade there, and as it crossed over here and the exponential moving average crossed over on the 4-hour time frame, it was time to get out. I didn't go short on this, but man, what a sweet trade. And so now from these levels, if we just go, I don't know, to the 50% level here, it's crazy, 250% profits. And we're nowhere near where we're going in the next 18 months. These are amazing days. And I'm really keen to hear you guys' success stories, pulling out these 1, 2, 3 bottom formations and putting them into your pocket. Let's go on to TRX I didn't do much of the actual indicator underneath this, but look at this divergence as we're setting up here. Wow. In the 1-day view, huge. This is beautiful. Now, we did not see this. What was the chart we're just looking at? Litecoin was like lackluster compared to this. This divergence is, oh my. Take it to the blockchain good. 4-hour time frame. Nice divergence, setting up all the way along here, pull back and then up, pull back, and then what? Up. And with a larger formation, if we're bursting through these levels, it is crazy that we're breaking past these support and resistance levels. We'll be touching 270, just under these levels, 260 in no time. And of course, I don't know. No one knows the future. This is also the 1, 2, 3 top formation. This would be our exit levels if this broke these, but I am biased with the entire turnaround of the market and what we're seeing with Bitcoin dominance breaking down here, coming to these important levels. If it continues to break down, all of these alts are going to punch it. They're just going to absolutely go through the moon. Like I've been saying, it's like the fat kid jumping on the other side of the teeter-totter. The little skinny guy on my side is just going to go pew, off we go. We have the great time. The fat kid's got the sore butt. So here we are on the 1-hour time frame. It is pulling direction, right? It is changing direction. It's changing direction here on the 1-hour time frame. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame. The histograms are pulling up. As this crosses over, we're going to have the breakout at the same time. And if we go into the 12-hour view, it is even better. So this is way better chart. The ADA and TRX are standing out as my super favorites right here. Loads of profit here. These are your giveaways. If you are making some amazing profits on this, I'd like you to come over and get the alerts package and do the same for all of the markets on Binance right now. These are really amazing setups. This is the time. This is the time. Let's go on. I didn't do the Ichimoku cloud for TRX, but I already know here on the 4-hour time frame, it was a buy signal the other day. As we did the live stream, we were pointing out this is the 1, 2, 3 bottom. There's the breakout. The more we do this, the more obvious it gets, the more habitual it gets to just take action on these. The one thing here that would have held me holding sideways here is that it is in the Ichimoku cloud on the 1 hour. But it also gives us more juice now. that it has gone into the cloud and built these patterns and all of the other indicators, giving us the divergences as it breaks up above this cloud. It's just more confirmation. This says stay in. The next one says go in harder. Let's go to Ripple. And I thought this stream would be no more than 25, 30 minutes to get through all these. But once you start looking at this stuff and get these correlations and seeing this stuff set up, I really want to document this. I have trades in these, but I want to document this. The more I can document and use as case studies for all of the stuff that we've been doing in our course since 2015, the more obvious and clear these examples get year after year, day after day. Just incredible. So as we are breaking above these levels, it's going to be crazy. I think that Ripple is going to do something that most naysayers are saying it's not going to do. And so it's good to have some of this salted away. It's worth it to have $20 of this stuff. It's insane what that $20 will turn into in return on investment. One of my most exciting thing about altcoins is that you can micro trade these things. You can start off with $20 and practice these things. You spend $20 at the movies, just to get popcorn and a drink nowadays. So to spend $20 on your own education and practice this stuff that gives you the potential for unlimited income, it is essential. I think this should be a mandatory course in grade school, and kids should be practicing this stuff. Get these habits built into their minds. I know Rich Dad, Poor Dad is leaking out of me here. All right. 4-hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. Is this giving us a bullish divergence at the same time that we have this 1, 2, 3 setting up and building up? I think it is. And as we're breaking above these levels, it's always a buy. It's always a buy. It's always a buy. Buy a lot of it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, ascending wedge triangle, exponential moving average has already crossed positive, a divergence in the RSI, just like we're setting up for right here. I do believe it's going to be going higher. I do believe. And Bitcoin looks like it's getting some weakness there in the background right now. Let's zoom in on the next chart for Ripple. Looking at the on-balance volume, not as impressive for sure. Not as impressive, as I repeat myself. This is actually the divergence that I would be calling against on the 1 hour time frame, saying, oh, that's bearish divergence. But then when we step back to the longer term time frame, we've got a very bullish divergence from the power here and the power here. Really a lot more buying volume coming in. This is phenomenal. That shape is beautiful. 4 hour time frame. So the volume is really pulled back on this one, but I want to see what happens when they come, if it comes back up to these levels. And as it's coming up to these levels, then it's going to be more important to see what that is doing in the volume. So if we're getting an RSI divergence and we're getting a volume divergence and the MACD, which is next, then I'll call that a double top at that point. But the long-term view, this is just the beginning of the turnaround of the trend. And unbelievable fortunes are going to be made. Just by putting $20 in, you're going to see insane return on investments. You're going to teach yourself that you can make money work for you. Ripple, 1 year view. Nice crosses to the positive on the daily view. So this is very much nicer than what I think Litecoin was. This is a little concerning that it's pulling back. The histograms are weaker and that this is almost crossing negative. If it does cross negative, we got to pay attention to it. Then this is a top formation now, 1, 2, 3 top formation, and we could have the pullback easily into these levels. Not a problem at all. And it wouldn't be a problem really for the turnaround of the trend. That would be quite natural. Now the 4 hour has already crossed negative here and the histogram is easing up. This is getting closer together. So should this break higher, I'm expecting that the 4 hour MACD will cross positive to confirm that trading signal. And as we go in, now I'm wanting to see this bottom is supported by a turnaround in these indicators. And sure, we have it in the 1 hour time frame. Just as in the other example earlier, We have the similar setup. Oh, wow. It looks like it's going to just go right now as this is crossing over. We get these, could be exhaustion wicks, but that's why you use your risk control rules. You can put on a small bit of a trade with a limit order behind the market, let it touch you. And then if it proves you correct, put your stop loss above it, sit on it, and wait for the place to add on, because this is not going to be a short move if we were breaking up higher than this. But it's awesome because if it doesn't prove you right, it's immediate. We know exactly when to be getting out. There's such a small room for the risk to reward ratio is phenomenal because we're only risking this much with a small bit of a position. Look at Bitcoin in the background easing off. Bitcoin. Are we going to get another hammer reversal? This chart is my favorite for watching that. I go to the multicoinchart.com. Multicoin charts. And zoom in on the 1 minute view on this. It's a nicer chart. The only one better is over on BitMEX itself, actually. I like their charts even better. So that wraps it up here for today. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, I'll be back on live again, and we'll see what ended up happening with all of these. We'll compare against our indicators, and I need to remind myself again that as I'm doing this live stream and we're doing some of these signals that are really specific, really detailed, I want to do tweets. I want to send it out so that we can go back and compare them afterwards. It's a bit more work during the stream, but I want to have that data for review afterwards. Boom, boom. So that'll be wrapping it up here for now. I'll be back at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll take a look at any of the altcoins that you want at that time as well. And I'll have the live stream set up differently so that we have the chat along the side as well, like this instead. Hey, my chat stopped working. I see more chat here on the chat than I see on my screen. So something's up with my live stream, stopped streaming properly. So good morning. Beam, Bitcoin. Yeah, we did Litecoin, and it's not as good as some of the other one. What's going on ASAO? I never heard of that one before. On a break at work. Perfect way to spend your break at work. Drag this over so I don't have to lean over to that chart. I'm going to change the color on these so that I can see them better. I think it's Daniel. Good to have you along. I'm not sure if I remember your name, Daniel, but good to have you here. And I appreciate Davey Quint that you like to learn like this. For me, this is Mongolia. Wow. I've always wanted to go to Mongolia. It's such a awesome sounding word to me from when we were taking things in school. Everybody liked to say the word Mongolia. Us Canadians in the bush. So I'll tune back in here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Hope to see you guys here. And let me know if early morning is better for you this time of the day, or if that 3 o'clock in the afternoon, about 8 or 7 hours from now, would be better for you. Yeah, the chat disconnected here. It says unable to connect the chat. Try again later. Okay. But I'm glad it had, but along the screen there, I'll have it up there this afternoon. So this afternoon, I'm looking for any market that you want to go through. And I'm also looking for the inevitable questions where people will say, hey, you know what? In your complete trading system, you said on step number 2, this is what you're supposed to do, but you're actually doing this other thing. So I'm really keen to see people who are asking me those questions, people who have scrolled all the way down here and purchased one of the books on Amazon. The one on how to overcome fear and greed is an amazing book I wrote to myself from my past. In 2014, I wrote this short little book, and I found it, did some editing to make it better for cryptocurrencies, and it nails it. It's awesome. Here is the cryptocurrency trading plan, all of the 5 stages in a written book so that you can follow along on your iPad or your Kindle while you're going, instead of having the video that is accompanied to this. Then I have the Ultimate BitMEX tutorial book I just put out, and there's another tutorial book coming out right away too. I've 2 or 3 more short ones that I want to get out there just to have them published. It's a great practice for me to go through them all. So thanks again for tuning in here. I'll be back in 7 hours and we'll repeat the scan here and then follow through any of the coins that you're interested in. Until then, I'll see you over on Discord. Cheers for now.